In Jobs Talk Show. I'm Sam, your host, and today me and Napasa are back again with another exciting episode of Daily Immigration Dose that is streaming live at 4 p.m. EST from Monday to Friday. So, guys, before diving into today's topic, let me read out this very important disclaimer. That is, by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comments, is not professional advice, so use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. All right, guys, once again, welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. And also, I am co hosting with my co host, none other than Napasa Pradhan. So, Napasa, again, it's lovely to have you.
Really great to be here back again, Sam. So lovely, and I'm so happy that folks also can join in this session with us as usual. And this is Daily Immigration Dose on Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. So very happy to be back, friends. I hope I'm better audible now. Sorry about that, but yes, um, today's topic of discussion is going to be another very important one, and um, it definitely has been sparking a lot of debates across the nation, and the topic of discussion is state versus Trump's deportation policies and who's taking a stand and why. And, we all know that immigration policies under the Trump administration were marked by significant changes, particularly around deportation and enforcement. So, but what's most fascinating right now and often under discussed is the role of individual states in either supporting or resisting these federal mandates. So we'll explore the reasons behind, state resistance and compliance as well, the legal implications of these policies, and the ongoing conflict. What it means for immigrants, their families, and even communities. So, yes, I'm very excited for today's discussion, Sam.
Me too. And I think today the topic is actually very informative and very crucial to understand. It's actually how, different states in the US are reacting to former President Donald Trump's immigration and deportation policies. And we can see that, in news also, it's very much highlighted that some states are actually supporting these policies, and some are actually arguing. They are saying that it's necessary, not much necessary, and it's like they all are sharing different point of views, and some are opposing, some are actually favoring. So I think it's very important to talk on this topic. And the folks out there, we are today going to explore, who's taking a stand against these policies, then why also sanctuary cities are supporting this and why they are doing it, and what does this mean for the future of immigration in the US. So I think these are the important topics, about sanctuary cities, sanctuary and immigration policies, everything that we are going to discuss today. But before exploring the topic, let's have a look on some of the latest news updates around the world that I would like to say. So, firstly, there's a news update that is Elon Musk has recently reposted names and titles of federal employees in climate related roles, drawing massive online attention and negative responses. Well, this action has left many government workers feeling threatened, fearing that they may become targets of harassments. And the post that Elon Musk has posted viewed 10 of millions of times, and that actually sparked concerns that Musk's action could intimidate employees into leaving their jobs, also aligning with his goal of reducing government bureaucracy. At least one individual has already deleted her social media accounts following the backlash. So, critics also argue that these tactics create a climate of fear among public servants. Moving ahead with next news, that is the FBI is investigating multiple violent threats, including bomb threats and swatting incidents targeting President elect Donald Trump's cabinet nominees. Now, according to Trump's transition team spokesperson, Caroline, the threats occurred between Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, prompting law enforcement to act swiftly to ensure that the safety of those are targeted. The FBI emphasized that it is working with law enforcement partners to address the situations and encourages the public to report any suspicious activity. In fact, these threats come as Trump's team prepares for the incoming administration. Moving ahead with next news, that is the US Departments of Homeland Security DHS and Labor DOL have announced that nearly 65,000 additional H2B visas are now available for fiscal year 2025. So these visas actually aim to assist industries like hospitality, landscaping, and seafood processing by allowing US employers to fill temporary non-agricultural roles that they actually struggle to staff domestically. The visas are divided into multiple allocations for workers returning from previous years and certain Central American countries. So, this move is actually expected to help the economy while providing some lawful work also pathways for foreign nationals. So, there are some different news updates also that is going to share by Napasa. Please, Napasa, go ahead.
Yes, Sam, thank you so much. So, my first one would be about sanctuary cities, how they protect immigrant communities and why Trump wants them gone. This is the article I want to talk to you about. And Trump's returning borders are warned the deportations would proceed regardless of sanctuary measures. So, yes, President elect Donald Trump's mass deportation plans have migrant advocates across the country pressuring local and state entities to provide legal protections for undocumented communities within their jurisdictions. This is the situation in Los Angeles, where city council member unanimously voted in favor for of adopting a sanctuary city ordinance on Tuesday. The local measure prohibits the use of city resources to assist federal enforcement of immigration laws, and advocates who pushed for the ordinance claimed it would protect immigrant communities from family separation, discrimination, and unimaginable cruelty. Those who opposed the ordinance argued it would shield undocumented criminals and allow them to re-offend. And Baudazar's response was Trump's returning. Baudazar, Tom Hooman was recently asked, and to address Democratic leaders adopting sanctuary measures ahead of Trump's inauguration. The former ICE director told them to get the hell out of the way because the deportations would happen regardless. So this is what is happening. And another news I wanted to cover is Trump's plans to sanctuary city is likely to run afoul of the Constitution again. So this is another one. And, um, during his first administration, Donald Trump sought to withhold federal funds from sanctuary cities unless they agreed to aid in the deportation of undocumented immigrants. And these efforts led to extensive litigation with federal courts invalidating most of Trump's policies due to constitutional constraints. The Constitution places clear limits on federal power. Under Supreme Court precedent, the federal government cannot force state and local authorities to enforce federal laws. This principle is known as anti commandeering. While federal funds can be used to incentivize to incentivize cooperation. These conditions must meet three key requirements, and they must be clearly authorized by Congress, not imposed unilaterally by the executive branch. Point number two is they must relate directly to the purpose of the grant. Funds for healthcare or education, for instance, cannot be conditioned on immigration enforcement. And point number three is they cannot be co- coercive, which means that they cannot threaten to cut off funding in a way that forces compliance. So yes, during Trump's first term, most of the administration's efforts, towards these sanctuary jurisdictions violated one or more of these principles, and both liberal and conservative judges ruled against Trump's policies, emphasizing the risk they posed to the separation of power and federalism. So that was another one I wanted to talk about. Sam, do you have any more news you want to cover?
From my end, I think I have covered from, anything else that you would like to cover.
I think we will cover as we go on with the discussion because there's so much to talk about the sanctuary cities and so much to talk about today. So I think we can have an overview of major deportation implemented during Trump's administration and maybe what we are expecting because there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Sam? Should we?
Absolutely. And I think we should start now with our main topic. So, with this, I would like to share my screen and yeah, let me show this. I hope it's visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I,
so actually, if we look back and we can see that how Trump literally won in a very good amount of number, that was 312, and Harris actually won by 226. So I think,
Yes.
with this, yeah, this is actually a red are basically the Republicans and blues are the Democrats. So we can easily see, a huge difference of the votes of the people who actually voted for Trump, who want Trump to win. So, basically we can see that there's a huge number of winning from Trump's side, especially from Texas, then from I mean Nevada. These are the states that actually shows that yes, they wanted Republicans to uh, follow their administration. But Napasa, there's also a thing that now, especially the swing states, also, if we talk about that, and there's Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia. So these were the actually main states that where Trump won. And these two were very important, right? So if we talk about a little bit of background, then I think President Donald Trump was almost very firm about his commitment, to tighten the U.S. immigration laws by implementing zero tolerance policy, then also end of DACA. And I think, during his presidency, that was between 2017 to 2020, actually,
Mhm.
ICE deported over 1 million people. So I think this was a huge number, that Trump actually tried to deport millions of people. And then there were different states, who were actually going against the deportation policies. And majorly today we are going to cover those states, those reasons also that why they are turning into a sanctuary cities, then why they are following a different path, against deportation. Why are they so much anti-immigrant? So I think we should start talking by the very first state, that is California. So, Nepasa, as we
Sorry?
know, that California is turning into a sanctuary city. Most of the cities in California, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, they are preferring to, go against Trump's policy. Though California actually has largest number of immigrants in the US. So I think this can also be the reason, why they are trying to go against Trump's deportation policy, because they think that, some of the other immigrants are actually helping US. And according to Center for American Progress, also the undocumented immigrants actually contributed $11.7 billion to California's economy
Mhm.
annually. So I think these are the reasons also that why California is trying, to protect immigrants. They are not against to, against in this thing that they want immigrants to leave their state. They want immigrants with them. Maybe there might be some other reasons also, but I think economy is the major impact and the major reason why they want them. So, Anibas, according to you, why do you think that cities like Los Angeles or basically California is helping immigrants?
Well, if you look at it, California has long been in the forefront protecting immigrants' rights for a long time now, officially designating itself as a sanctuary state since 2017.
Mhm.
So, this this designation directly conflicts with the immigration policies championed by former, um, in Trump's first rule itself, and now, if you talk about California to be a sanctuary state, um, if you look back, such as when you look at ICE, the key elements include Senate Bill 54, known as the California Values Act. This law restricts law enforcement from sharing information or collaborating with federal immigration authorities unless the individual has committed serious crimes. And the second one is protecting immigrant families. California law ensures undocumented residents can access public education, healthcare, and legal protections without fear of deportation.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see how they're trying to protect the immigrants and even the undocumented ones for that matter. And yeah, so during Trump's first presidency, his administration's aggressive deportation agenda clashed sharply with California's sanctuary status. And here is how California resisted then. Legislative measures, that is, California passed state level laws such as SB 54 to shield immigrant communities from federal raids and deportations, directly challenging Trump's policies. And
Right.
then legal battles. California filed numerous lawsuits against Trump's administration over its attempts to withhold federal funding from sanctuary jurisdictions and also require local law enforcement to assist in immigrant enforcement. Most of these lawsuits in California's favor, citing constitutional limits on federal overreach. And of course, there was advocacy for immigrant rights. California leaders, including Governor Gavin Newsom, became vocal critics of Trump, emphasizing the state's immigrant
Mm-hmm.
friendly ethos. And the state allocated millions, to provide legal aid to immigrants facing deportation to defend DACA recipients. So I feel like this may happen again. And the stronger Trump stand, maybe the stronger these people will stand against Trump. What do you have to say, Sam?
I think
What do you
before my opinion, I think I would like to talk about Bikram Roth opinion. So Bikram is here. Hi Bikram, welcome to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. And Bikram is saying that, hi, in my opinion, it is just a propaganda. They are trying to show their voters that they are at least showing some initiatives. Eventually, they will not going to do anything what they are announcing now, the media. Okay, but Vikram, if you are watching this session, then I also want to ask you a question that we can also see, sometimes back in 2018, that California actually passed a law that called SB 54. So this was actually a law, that was passed by California, and there it was major thing that they wanted to stop local police from working with federal agents on deportation efforts. So I think if you are saying that this is just a kind of propaganda and they are not going to take any initiatives, then I would like to know your response in this also, that why then they implemented SB 54. Because right, Napasa, because if they have also proposed this as a law, so I think if one state can take the initiative to propose a law, and then I think there are different states also. Those are definitely going to be very strong about this, and they will try their level best, to have more and more laws that will go against the federal department. And here we can see, five basics of SB 54. Firstly, it was preventing mass deportations, then protecting California's economy. And, California has this thing that how they are going to protect the California's economy by protecting more and more immigrants. Because I think 10 million immigrants are actually in California, and I think 3 point, I think, let me check because I don't want to be incorrect with the numbers. So yeah, right. There is actually $3.6 billion economies that is being, contributed by the undocumented sides. So, Bikram, I would like to, have your thoughts on this, and also I would like to know that how do you see America's future in this? So, it would be lovely to have you with us, not only through comments, but also you can join us by clicking on the link that is being shared in the comment section. So, I think it's being pinned now. So you can directly go to that link and you can join us, on this platform. Even if you're not comfortable with video call, we are definitely happy to have you on call as well. And you can also dial the number that is 425-4366-335 with the access code that is 988888. So I think, Vikram, it would be great if you could join us and let's have this a very healthy conversation, because we are having a very different note and you are having a very different note. So I think it would be great to have this healthy conversation. What do you say, Napasa?
Absolutely, Sam. I mean, nothing better to have more people join us. The more, the merrier, in fact. So, Bikram, really lovely to have you join us. It would be great to have you or get to know more about you. Where are you located, and are you also located in a sanctuary city? Maybe tell us
Right.
why you think otherwise, and yeah, it'll be great to know. Also, I mean, why are we ignoring all the rest? So, I think I'll just quickly greet everyone who have commented and
Yeah,
have
sure.
participated. Kunal Joshi. Do states have the ability to enforce their own immigration policies if they disagree with federal ones, or is that a gray area legally? Well, what do you want to, do you have anything to say?
I think, yeah, this is very great point, but it's a kind of little legalized form. So we are not very much sure about the policies that has been or the powers that has been given to the states. But I think this is a question that's very absolutely correct. That does really the states, do they have this immigration policies? But I think they might have, because if they won't have, then the states won't be declaring themselves as sanctuary cities. So I think
Right.
they may have. That is why they are trying to pass
Yeah.
some laws,
Well, they
right?
have state laws are there, yes, definitely. And Kunal also
Absolutely.
had more to say. So, saying if the
Yeah,
states
sure.
win or lose these legal challenges, what do you think will happen next? Could there be an appeal or other legal consequences?
If the
Well, I
states,
think so also. But talking or answering to your first question, do states have the ability to enforce their own immigration? And let's look at California. What if California was a model for sanctuary policies? California stands against Trump is more than a political battle. It's not just that. It's like a blueprint for how states can assert their autonomy to protect vulnerable populations.
you're
So
right.
by yeah, enshrining sanctuary policies into state law and successfully defending them in court, California has shown their federalism, that allows states to shape their own values and priorities, even if they face a lot of significant federal opposition. So I'm sure, like, there could be many new ones also following California's model as a sanctuary city. And yeah, I think
hmm I think we should
anything
also.
else you want to add?
Yeah, sure. I think we should also talk about Kunal's second comment that Kunal has mentioned. So yeah, I think this is a very important point, Kunal, and thank you so much for commenting. So he's actually saying that what happens or what will the future look like, if these legal challenges are going to win or lose. So Kunal, I think up to my perspective, uh, all the places and all the people are now actually divided into two groups, basically the immigrants and the non-immigrants. So if Trump will win, then I think he will definitely have a tougher rules for immigrants, and with more people being deported, fewer opportunities to enter the US, and basically more barriers for people seeking asylum. So this is what Trump is going to be. And if the opponents are going to win, then I think definitely the states are going to push. They'll try to protect immigrants more and more, and they'll also give some legal rights also to work and to live in the US as per the scenario we can understand. They'll also allow them to stay with their families, and basically they'll try to be more lenient. So I think in short, the future, or if we see who wins and who lose, what's it going to be? So it completely depends upon the administrator, who is going to hold the power. So if more states and politicians fight for the rights of immigrants, then we could see friendlier policies. And if Trump supporters maintain the control, then we can see the opposite, that is the stricter immigration laws. That's
Mhm.
going to be. So I think now, obviously, Trump is going to rule the administration. So I think definitely this year, I mean, till the year he is in presidential era, till that time we are going to see some strictness, but we are going to see more how different states are going to react on this. Do they follow the sanctuary city agenda more, or what it's going to be? So I think it's very important to stay updated on all the news and all the news channels that's happening, and that's literally going on vast what's going to happen. So I think, yeah. And okay, so we have another comment from Bikram. So
Yes, I was just going to come to that.
he's saying, I'm
So,
driving.
yeah,
I would love to talk to you guys, but not now. That's completely okay, Vikram. That's completely your choice. But let us know when you are when you drive, and we'll be completely here for an hour. So drive safe and keep on watching our show. At least you can continue with your commenting section. So we would love to have you also through comments. So if not through call, then you are free to comment. So we would love to take them up as well.
but it's better to be on call than to be, commenting and driving. So, Vikram, I mean, it would be so cool for you to join. But
Absolutely.
yes, whenever you're ready, I mean, we have this Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. So, join us. It'll be really cool. And, we also had Harsha's comments. We will come to them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But, Sam, I think talking about sanctuary cities and all these cities against Trump,
Mm-hmm.
what what does this mean for the future of immigration?
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, as I said, that it completely depends upon who is going to hold the power. So I think if Trump is going to hold the power, then that definitely he'll try to be more restricted. He'll try to more, restrict the immigrants to enter into the U.S. And if we see on the other hand, if the opponent parties are holding the power, then there will be a quite friendlier policies that they are going to implement, especially for immigrants. So I
Hmm.
don't, yeah, it completely depends upon who holds the power, and now Trump is holding the power. So I think till the time Trump is in the presidential era, I think we should not expect much leniency or much friendlier policies, though we need to be very much updated. We need to be very much careful about all the steps that we are going to take. So it's very important, folks, to stay updated, to have proper documentation, and to don't just rely on on your websites, but also go through and have a contact with attorney. Then participate as much as you can contact with attorneys, the expert guides. So I think that will be the best option from your side as well.
Right. And
Mhm.
Sam, coming back to our topic today, like states versus Trump's deportation policy, we've been speaking over and over, but talking about who else, I mean, which other cities apart from California are taking a
Yes.
stand?
Yeah, I was about to say
Uh,
that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We just had a comment just now, so quickly I'll say hi to Muawiyah. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Great. Thank you so much for joining. I wish you can also join us. In fact, if you want to, you can just dial in this number 425-436-6335 and type the access code 988-888 and just say hello to talk to us. All right. So coming back to what I was saying, taking, I mean, which of these states are taking a stand against Trump apart from California? And
Mm-hmm.
we've seen already that we've been talking about California, who has enacted laws limiting state and local law enforcement's cooperation with ICE, right?
Right.
And we also have New York, New York has provided protections for undocumented immigrants, like access to driver's licenses, also.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Washington. They've sued the federal government over policies like the travel ban and family separations.
Mm-hmm.
So, some of these, they have really taken these stands. And why these stands matter is because, states challenging federal authority raise constitutional questions about the balance of power. And then the social impacts is that these measures shape how immigrant communities perceive their safety and inclusion in society. And America being like a land of immigrants, imagine all immigrants feeling unsafe or insecure right now. So that's the impact also. And on the other hand, we have economic consequences. Industries like agriculture and tech, like we spoke yesterday, right, Sam?
Right. Right.
They have been heavily reliant on immigrant labor,
Absolutely.
and this
Mm-hmm.
could face worker shortages such as stricter deportation policies. That
Mm-hmm.
is why, these are some of the reasons why the stand matters.
Right,
And
absolutely.
yeah, yeah, Sam.
And Nabasa, we have a comment from Muawihi. I'm so sorry, if we are mispronouncing the name, but let's call him with a second name that is Hijazin. I think this is easier to,
Sure.
yeah, to say. Okay. So Hijazin is saying that thank you for organizing this conference. Thank you so much. As a US citizen with a bachelor's degree in computer engineering and over 25 years of extensive experience in IT fields, um, okay, so I think there's some issue regarding the comments, but not to worry. Let's take up Harsha's comment that we have received. So Harsha is actually saying that Trump's mass deportation plan raises concern over impact on Texas immigrant workforce. But Nabasa, we can see in the picture that I have shared my screen before. The Texas actually they won, yeah, they actually try to support Trump. But here it's actually Harsha is saying that Trump's mass deportation plan is raising concern over the impact on Texas immigrant workforce. What do you think that Texas is definitely working? They are supporting Trump's administration, and they are most likely to pass the sanctuary city ban agenda. They are actually trying to go against with the sanctuary city policies, and they actually want local police to work with federal authorities so that they can detain the undocumented immigrants. And Texas also has a large immigrant population that is around
Yes, that's right.
4.7 million immigrants. So this is also kind of irony, or I would say this is also some kind of very different, that we can understand that California also has major amounts of immigrants, but they are completely against Trump's policy. So this is quite understandable that obviously they are immigrants and they won't support Trump. But if we look on the other hand, that is Texas. So Texas also has a large immigration population that is 4.7 million. So they are also supporting Trump, and in fact, in 2018 also, Texas deported over 100,000 individuals. That was kind of one of the highest numbers of any state mass deportation that happened. And the states also stance, strongly that is aligned with the Trump's administration policies, and they are trying their level best to make it a key player in the nationwide deportation efforts. So, Anupasa, what do you think that there we have seen most of the immigrants also? So, what do you think that why being immigrant themselves, they are still supporting Trump's agenda?
Sam,
Well,
I think because they are legal.
Oh, okay. So Rajni is back here again.
hi
Hi,
Hi,
Rajni.
Sam
Rajni.
and Napasa. Hi, how are you guys?
We are good.
I was
Yeah.
listening to the both of you. You guys are having a good conversation. But
Mhm.
you know what I feel is everybody who's supporting Trump, especially the immigrants, I think they are supporting him because they are legals, right? And everybody who's illegal is not in favor of Trump. And especially these states, honestly, what Vikram, right?
Yeah, Bikram.
Vikram, sorry. What Vikram actually said makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would like to. He said, "Hi, in my opinion, it's just a propaganda. They are trying to show their voters that they are at least showing some initiatives. Eventually, they will not be going to do anything what they're announcing now, the media." Okay, right. So I think this is something which I feel could also be right. Maybe what they are trying to do is because the opposition always tries to do something so that the ruling government knows, or the ruling government will have a sense that okay, whatever we are doing, okay,
Mm-hmm.
whatever we are doing um, is not the right thing, maybe, or maybe people are not supporting, right? So they will get this idea. But then what might happen is with opposition, if the opposition government, or if more people are going to come and raise their voices and say these things that all this will be happening, all this is happening, or people are are coming out to the streets and opposing what they are doing or what they are saying, all these things, if they are, if the ruling government will get an idea like this, so they might try to not go all out. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say Trump says, he's going to deport 11 million people. So if people from the other party or the supporters of the other party, they come out in the streets, they come out and do these protests and raise slogans and go against the current government and their plans, what they're planning to do. So I
Mm-hmm.
think with this, what I mean, what they want to do is maybe they're trying to project an idea or maybe project an image or a propaganda that people are heavily against what you're doing. So you
Mm-hmm.
cannot do that.
Okay.
So maybe I think maybe that could be the reason. But of course, there are, of course, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody is favoring him and favoring what Trump's administration plans to do. There are, of course, a lot of reasons why, some of the states are against Trump's deportation plans. I mean, see, if some of the reasons I could say maybe could be fairness and rules. Some people's maybe thinking that it's not fair to send their friends away or maybe their neighbors away whom they
Mm-hmm.
have lived with for so long, right, without giving them a chance to follow the rules or maybe to stay with their families, right, because they believe that everyone, and like not only they but everyone, all of us believe, right, that everyone should be treated equally and
Mm-hmm.
we should have a chance to prove where we belong, right? So maybe for this reason also they are protesting. And of course, family separation is another reason. I mean, if they send these people away, it will of course mean separating their families. Their parents might be sent back, but the kids who were born there and they are the citizens of the country, it will be very hard and sad for their kids to live there, right, without their parents. So of course family separation is another reason. And then um, I mean, they are a part of a community and they're trying to help these people, these immigrants in many ways, because if they are sent away, it could make their life harder for everyone else, not just their families, but their friends also, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that
Right.
could also be one of the reason. And then of course there are some state laws also. I mean, some of those, they have their own state laws and state rules where they say that they won't help the federal government send their people or send their friends away. They want to protect their residents and keep their communities safe and happy. So there
Mm-hmm.
are actually a lot of reason for these protests or for them to actually go against Trump's deportation plan, mass deportation plans. But I feel uh, with less percentage of people who are actually favoring these protests. I mean, there will be people who are behind these reasons, who want these, who don't want who want to stop these mass deportations because of these reasons. But I think majority of the percentage is the propaganda.
All right.
Yeah, maybe this is my humble opinion. This is what I feel.
So your opinion is almost similar to Bikram, as he was also saying this. It's a kind of propaganda. That may be, that may be some on the other, maybe the reason that it's actually showing so much. Rather, it's not that much. But they also implemented, California government also implemented SB. I think what was the name? I think I'm forgetting. But they also implemented that law. So
Hmm.
in that law also, it was completely mentioned that no immigrants or no facilities given to. I mean, sorry, immigrants will be supporting. They'll be helping. Like SB 54. So they were completely into favor of this, and they were actually supporting immigrants. So if they were actually trying to just use it as a propaganda, then I don't think that they would have implemented this as a law. Because if they tried, then I think there might be other states also who can get influenced, who can get inspired by them, and they also try to implement some different laws.
Hmm.
So I think if this is one step, if they are considering themselves as a sanctuary city, and
Hmm.
I think in the history of America, this hasn't been, but now from few years and few times it's been there. So I think this is a one step, that. we should be a little more careful about it, and we should understand that
No,
this is literally uh, can harm America in future.
no, no, definitely. But like ZQ here says that there are state laws and then there are federal laws made by the judiciary. Absolutely. And, if we look at what states are doing, they are taking legal actions. Some of the states are actually going to court and they are saying that sending these people away is not right and will be against the law, right? And if we talk about sanctuary policies, and then these states, I mean, they also have rules which says that if you read about it, what it actually says is that local police can't help the federal government find and send away these people. So a lot of factors actually come into play. So they will have to firstly, whatever that they are doing, they cannot, I mean, they might have an idea about mass deportation and things like that, which they support, but they can't just go out and openly do that. They will have to abide by the law. And if the law says that things are allowed to do, I mean,
Mhm.
they can do that. But if things are not allowed in the law, the opposition is going to definitely oppose and going to
Mhm.
go to the court.
Mhm.
And I think ZQ says that the law has to be passed through a bill by Congress. Absolutely. And Trump has taken a strong part of the Congress and the Senate. Right. So there are actually a lot of factors. So these, I mean, see, people can support and people cannot support. It's up to them, right? But it everything will go by the law. If the law allows,
Right. Mhm.
it will happen, and if the law doesn't allow, it won't happen. As simple as that. I mean,
Mhm.
you can be a supporter or you can be against whoever, but
Mhm.
the decision will be made by the law. This is for sure.
Yeah, ultimately the decision, obviously, and I think under Trump's era, we don't see, there will be that people are against mass deportation, but I don't think that Trump is going to, entertain them, and he will do what he wants to do anyhow.
Yeah, and
So, yeah.
if you read the news, I mean, I think we already discussed this in one of our shows that Dhaka, he's planning to, I think, dismantle Dhaka this time. He put a ban on Dhaka the last time when he came to power. When he was there for his first term, and in the second terms he's planning to completely dismantle Dhaka. And now I was also reading up this news where it said that he's also planning to end humanitarian parole. And if you see that humanitarian parole actually helped so many countries and so many
Yeah.
immigrants or illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants, right? So it actually helped a lot of people from so many countries, which the Biden administration actually allowed. But now Trump also wants to end that and wants to put a ban on that. So there are a lot of things. I don't know. He says that he's going to do everything, but only God knows that in these 4 years, what he will actually do.
And there's another policy that he is trying to implement, that is birthright citizenship policy.
Yeah.
So in this, there was also controversy, with his son himself, that was Barron Trump. So
Hmm.
people were saying that Trump's wife, she was also an immigrant, and now Barron, is he actually a immigrant or is he a real citizen? So people were also having this kind of controversies, but ultimately it shows that yes, obviously Barron is a U.S. citizen. He is not outsider.
Hmm.
But there are so many people who were just commenting on this, and they were asking that Trump is against people. I mean, those he's implementing, this birthright citizenship policy, and he himself has a son who is not a U.S. citizen. So these are so many controversies that he has been, when he implements different policy. So, also, Rajni, what is your point of view on this? Do you think this birthright citizenship policy is right, or do you think that it's going to harm Americans?
Um, See, of course, when actually I was having a conversation with one of our attorneys, we were chatting about it, and then there was one comment made by one of our viewer who said that now this has actually become a business where people are coming to illegally coming. I mean, people are being sent to US, just so they can give birth to the baby. And after they have been and after the baby's born there, the child automatically gets the citizenship and
Mm-hmm.
automatically becomes a citizen. And then later, then through that baby, or through that I mean, through what they're planning to do, through that, the parents also get in, and then
Mm-hmm.
they are also allowed after some time in the US, right? So this has also become a business. Um, if you actually look at it, so there are actually a lot of factors. I'm not saying it's completely right and it should be done, but this
These things
definitely,
are happening.
yeah, but these things are also happening at the back end. So these things should definitely come out in the media, so that people can have a conversation, and so that people can discuss about this, so that people know about these things. And then the government can decide what to actually do. I mean, ending birthright citizenship is definitely wrong, right? Because there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of children who are born in the country, and they definitely deserve to be the citizen of the country. But to end it right away without giving it a second thought, just because these things are happening, I don't think so is right. They will definitely have to look at it and decide what's right and wrong. But I don't think so I can I'm completely in favor, or I'm completely against it, Sam, honestly. And
Yeah,
the
I think
government,
it's not as
it's
simple
a
as
lot.
that, you know. I mean, you can't just be so
Mhm.
general and treat everyone or every kid the same. Um,
Exactly.
there's so many factors, and every case is different, and every parent's story is different. Why are they in America, and they're undocumented and they're giving a birth? Every story could be different, and I think not everyone can be treated the same way. So they cannot just generalize so many rules, and give the same rule to a bunch of them, having so many different kinds of stories
Mm-hmm.
and histories in America.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. And I honestly feel that, especially in this case, I think there's more to it than meets the eye, honestly. So they will definitely have to have an open discussion on this. But
Mm-hmm.
to completely favor it and to completely go against it, I would say I don't think so. That's correct.
Right, right. That's the thing.
Mhm. Yeah, and because if you know that, while he was campaigning, he also said that he's going to give out green cards to the students who are going to get graduated from the universities, right? So how fair do you think this is? Do you think this is completely fair? I mean, every student that gets graduated from US university, do you think they should be easily allowed to get the green cards, or do you think that there are, because we do these US visa bulletins every month, right? And then there are a long wait time, long processing times. There are a lot of people waiting. So I mean, see, things like that, things like this does sound nice and feels good, but I don't think so if it is actually possible. Because then, if you
Functional,
look at,
yeah.
yeah, because if you look at
Especially
Stephen
this
Miller,
one sounds like a propaganda. I mean, even if not the mass
yeah,
deportation thing, but this one, the green cards to, um, you know, people, I mean, for immigrants who are soaring high, in universities. I think this one definitely sounds like a propaganda, and easier said than done. I don't know how successful will they be with in this one, and I don't know. It's just it sounds nice, like you said, Rajni, but I don't know how easy is it going to be implemented.
and especially, and if Stephen Miller is in the picture, I don't think so. It's possible. I mean, I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
not possible, but it's definitely going to be
I mean,
way
just
harder
the
than what people.
complexities,
Yeah,
I mean, to be able to implement that is like on another level, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, how is he going to reason with the rest of them? And it's going to be so biased, I think, in so many ways.
But I think it's not going to be. I don't know if he said and if he's trying to make it a necessary thing. Then I think he can try for this, but it's obviously not going to be that simple and that sorted. After all, it's Trump. He won't be giving such a green signal for immigrants to come and continue your work or continue your life in US. I think he will
I
definitely
think he
try.
meant the exceptional ones, the exceptionally extraordinary ones,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, from what I may remember. But that is why I was saying it's going to be so biased, like because I mean, obviously everybody's IQ level is not the same,
absolutely.
and maybe somebody would deserve more than the other. I mean, as far as a green card is concerned,
Hmm.
international students. But yeah, Rajini, do you have anything to say to that too?
I have a video that I would actually like to share with you guys, which I found really funny. So yeah, if we can also give them credit, I think Sarah Rose posted this, and courtesy credit Journey of Growth, I think, is who has made this video. We're also going to put it in the
Sure.
description, but yeah, we would like to play this.
It's actually not playing.
Between you people, don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way. Go ahead, take the. Well, I'll give you voters. I will give you voter suppression. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No,
It's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. How many cases were in the United States when I did my ban? How many people had died in the United States?
So do you acknowledge that you didn't think
Keep your
it was
voice down,
going to
please.
spread?
Keep your voice down.
Do you want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
President, you didn't let me ask my question.
You've
My
been asking a question for 10
No, you
minutes, so
interrupted
please
my
sit down.
question.
The argument is that you bought yourself some time and you didn't use it to prepare hospitals. You didn't use it to ramp up testing. Right
You're
now,
so
nearly 20 million
you're so
people are
disgraceful.
unemployed.
It's so disgraceful the way you say that.
Yeah.
Look. You know you're a fake. You know that your whole network, the way you cover it, is fake. And most of you, and not all of you, but the people are wise to you. That's why you have a lower approval rating than you've ever had before, times probably 3.
What do you say the Americans were scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. Go ahead.
You've said repeatedly that you think that some of the equipment that governors are requesting they don't actually need. You said New York might
I
might not
didn't
need
say that. I didn't
30,000.
say that.
You said it on
I didn't
Sean
say- come
Hannity's
on,
Fox News.
come
You
on.
said
You know,
that
why don't you
some-
people act? Let me ask you.
You said
why
some
don't you
state-
act? Why don't you act in a little more positive? It's always trying to
My
get
question to you is-
get you. And you know what? That's why nobody trusts the media anymore.
My
That's
question
why
to you is,
people-
how is that gonna
Excuse me,
impact?
you didn't hear me. That's why you used to work for the Times and now you work for somebody else. Look, let me tell you something. Be nice.
God.
Sam, so I would say the
That's
same
what I'm
thing.
saying,
Be
huh?
nice. Because this is from for you, right? I mean, ZQ definitely says, this is from COVID's time. Maybe he matured up this time. Well, I think, see, definitely. But what I feel is his personality is the same, right? So he's going to be this blunt. He's going to say things without holding it back, ZQ. So what I feel is, I am actually more interested in Trump coming back to the office and interacting with the reporters and the journalists, because that's my most favorite thing to look at,
But
actually.
how
And
blunt
that's
is he? He just
right.
says anything that
She's
he.
shocked that I picked her. I mean,
And that too, he was saying that I'll say that some reporter asked that what you're going to say people who are scared. I'll say you're a terrible reporter. Oh God.
NBC, yeah, the guy.
yeah, I mean, so this is how he is, right? So I'm honestly more than anything, I'm actually excited. Like I said, I'm more than anything, I'm actually excited about him interacting with the journalist, and especially what he likes to call the propaganda journalist.
That's what he said. He said, and he was saying someone that now you're working on this. Now you're earlier you were working on that. That is why you're not, because you're not positive. Oh God,
That's
he
right.
was
and and the most covered man, I mean, the man who's covered most on media says nobody believes the media anymore. So
right.
we also don't know what to believe anymore for real.
Truly, he was on face, and I think this was really, uh, I think I have never seen any president talking to reporters, talking to media people.
So, I mean, there were reporters saying you had said this on this day on this show, and he was already denying it. So imagine all those promises he has already made, and what if he just denies? Like, I never said that. I never said that.
He can do anything. So it's nothing that I don't know whether we should rely him or not, but let's see what
No, but
happens.
he is the president of America now.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think
He
coming
said,
back
like
to the
Zeki says,
truth,
he got shot twice, right? And even after getting shot, he had that spirit to get up and say, fight, fight, fight. So uh,
right?
you can, actually, this is what his personality is. He is like a fighter. I mean,
Mhm.
he doesn't
Yeah.
like to hold things back, and he
And he
doesn't.
won. I mean, he had the support of
Exactly.
so many millions of them.
Right.
Absolutely. So I think this is the reason why people also, love him so much and like him so much, because he's like this, and people won't really. Because if you look at politicians, so politicians are the people who are always politically correct. They might have any kind of intentions, but when they're out there on the media, they always speak the right words. They always say it very correctly. Yes, Trump's from New York. He's a tough cookie. Definitely, he is. So, so yeah, actually, I also have one more video. That was a very nice video. I think it was from Halloween. Um, so
ZQ
I
has so
would,
much to say. I wish ZQ could join us also, you can
Right.
just
Thank you. Why don't you join
dial the
us?
number on the screen.
I
Maybe
think
through
it's more
call.
more difficult, ZQ, to just keep on commenting. I think it's better if you could join us, and you can say a lot and lot. I know you have a lot of information, but I don't know why he's keep on commenting. He's not joining. So ZQ, it would be great, if you could join us.
Maybe he's good. He's a good commenter. So,
But yeah,
yeah, I would like to share that video. If he says I'm driving, okay,
That's
and
a
texting.
and
Okay,
texting.
another one here.
I don't know how safe that
After
is.
Bikram,
Driving
following
and
Bikram.
texting at the same time.
He's driving with Bikram, I guess.
Maybe.
No, but it's cool.
That's okay.
Next time, ZQ, we would love to have you. We always come with daily immigration doors Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Do join us.
Yes, please do join us. And
And
Okay.
yeah, Rajni, you were talking about another video. Do you have it?
yes, I was talking. Yeah, I actually wanted to share another video. It is a Halloween video. So let me try if I can share that video with you guys. I think here's the one.
Mhm.
So this is a small boy who actually dressed up as Trump for
Over
Halloween.
here, sir. This way. I couldn't put it all together quick enough. What are you going to do if you, once you get elected?
Everyone gets tax cuts. Joe Biden finally has extra time for naps.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
The boy actually says, everybody get tax cuts. Now Joe Biden now finally has time for his naps. So this is what he actually
Over here,
said.
sir. This way. I couldn't put it all.
So
Wow. That's so
That's
good.
so cool. I mean,
I couldn't put it all together quick enough. What are you going to do if you, once you get elected?
Everyone gets tax cuts. Joe Biden finally has extra time for naps.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. That's so entertaining. But that's great, I think, right? People are admiring Trump so much and they are actually looking forward, waiting for Trump's next step. So I think not only us, I think the whole world is actually preparing themselves or trying to be more little careful for Trump's next step. So I think this is really going to be a lot and lot of, contents to discuss. So we
And
really
around
need
Halloween,
to know.
I guess Trump has become one of the most favorite character to be.
Oh,
People actually dressed up as Trump a lot, especially around Halloween. So I think he has
It's
become
Halloween, yeah.
right after a lot of characters. I think people's most favorite character is to be Trump. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think that's it from my side. We had a good conversation, I feel. And yes, thank you so much again for having me, Sam and Nipasa. Maybe you're going to come up with another
Thank you.
interesting topic and have more and more interesting discussions on those topics.
absolutely. After
Absolutely, Rajni.
Thanksgiving
Thank you
week.
so much for joining us.
Yeah,
And
thank
you have a
you.
happy Thanksgiving, Rajni. I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Nipas and Sam. You too. Have a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your holidays.
Same here. Bye bye. Thank you for joining. All right, so
Right.
I think we have, yeah, almost, we have reached the time where I think we need to wrap up. So I think, I think now it's time to have an end note, and I think we have almost discussed a lot about this topic. We also talked about how the future is going to be. So I think we have given our every information that we wanted to share. And yeah, guys, it was lovely having you all. And also, Rajni, thank you so much for joining us again. It was really great having you. And to all our guys, it was great, great having you. Commented us, ZQ, then Bikram, then Dipti, Harsha, Hijazin, and everyone. Harsha also, then Kunal also. We took your comments and it was really, really worth it. And with very different points and great points. So I think, yeah, I mean, thank you so much. And Apasa, anything you would like to say to our viewers?
I mean, yes, just thank you also from my end, for joining us in today's discussion, states versus Trump's deportation policies. And we really explored a couple of, many, touched upon many complexities of whether it's the federal or state dynamics and the economic and social impacts and, the broader implications of immigration policy as well in our country. We spoke about the many sanctuary cities and how they're standing up against Trump's policies. And it was a great conversation, great discussion today with you, with Rajni. Thank you, Rajni. It's always really nice to have you. Whenever you don't come, you really miss. So I hope to have you join us again in our next discussion. And yes, immigration is not just about policy, it's about people, their dreams, and the future of our nation. So the path forward definitely requires, thoughtful dialogue, compassionate leadership, and collaborative solutions. And I really hope to see all of that very, very soon, as Trump hits the office in January. But yes, as always, folks out there, thank you so much for joining us, for encouraging us to keep on having these amazing discussions and shows and updates. And we love your questions. We love your participation. So please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to us as well. We are Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and also X. So follow us, connect with us, and hit that bell icon on YouTube so that whenever we have discussions like these, you're also notified and you can join us. Best thing is, Daily Immigration Dose is where you can also join us. So I'm looking forward for great discussions ahead. And yes, thank you so much for joining us today, for
And
sure.
guys, also, this is very important to understand that all the information that we are sharing on this platform, that is on Daily Immigration Dose, is actually our exchange of ideas. So, use of information is completely at your own risk, and you guys are also free, to join us every day. And it's lovely having you. Thank you, guys. I am Sam, and with me, with my co-host Napasa, signing off for now. Thank you so much.
Yes, before we go, here's wishing each and every one of you a very happy Thanksgiving in advance to all your folks at home as well. Have happy holidays and a very happy long weekend, I would say. Bye bye for now.